Hi everybody, my name is Renee and welcome to Wanna Scrap. Today I'm going to share a tutorial on how I put together my interactive Halloween flip book. Now this is just going to be the flip book itself. I've been doing other tutorials on the different elements in it. So it's going to flip open like this. This is where I had a magnet closure. And it flips open and open and up. So let's get started. So for this tutorial today I'm going to use purple cardstock. So what you're going to need is one 7 1/4 by 10 5/8. You're going to need a 7 1/4 by 12, and you're going to need a 7 1/4 by 5 3/4, and 7 1/4 by 5 inches, and a piece at 5 inches by 1 3/8. Okay, and let's get the scoring done. So on the 7 1/4 by 10 5/8, we're going to score it at 5 1/4 and 5 3/8. So it's just going to be a thin score line. That's going to be our first flap. And on the 7 1/4 by 12 inches, we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 6 1/4, and 6 3/4. Okay, so it'll look like that with your score lines. And then on the 7 1/4 by 5 3/4, we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch, and 3/4 of an inch. And on the, nope, we don't score this small one at all. Okay, so now we're just going to crease all our folds. So that one we didn't score. So this is a 7 1/4 by 5 3/4. So it's just going to have a little lip there. And on the 7 1/4 by 12, it's going to be folded up like that. And then on the 7 1/4 by 10 5/8, I'm just going to fold on that little line there. Okay, so we're just going to put this one aside for now, and what we're going to do is, this is the 7 1/4 by 12. On the first 1/2 inch here, we're just going to angle here, because this is what's going to get glued on to the other part of the flip book. Okay. And I've already marked my 5 by 1 3/8 and scored it at 5/8 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. And this is going to be our hinge for our top flap. So I'm just going to trim. Sorry if I got out of frame there. Okay. So then we're going to take our 7 1/4 by 10 5/8. That's the one with the little lip here. And we're going to take our 7 1/4 by 12, and where we angled this piece here, because this is our gusset here and this is our other gusset, we're going to glue this to this piece here. Okay, so I prefer to use wet glue. So to save time, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to go ahead, I just applied my adhesive there, and I'm just going to line it up and adhere it to this page. So this will be our front flap, and this opens up here. So we're just going to set this over here, and we're going to take this piece and we're going to adhere it onto this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my glue, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my adhesive on here, and I'm just going to line it up. And glue it on there. And on this one, this is our hinge. Now you can put this right on this one here. So I'm just going to apply my adhesive. I prefer wet glue, but you can use double-sided tape, whatever kind you'd like. And I first attach it to my flip. And then, and I make sure I have my 1/8 of a gusset there. Just making sure it's all lined up. And I'm going to apply adhesive to this side. And we're just going to line it up in the middle because it's not quite the 5 1/4. And realistically for this tutorial, if you didn't want all these to be 7 1/4, you could have it at 6 or 6 1/4 or 5 1/4. I just, for that particular flip book, I had it at 7 1/4. So there it is. And it just flips up like that, like that, like that. And there's plenty of room to do what you want with. These pages I had to kind of lay flat, but there's still a 1/4 inch gusset here to allow for some room there. And then there's still an 1/8 of an inch gusset there, plus there's room because of these 1/2 inch gussets here. So, and I'll fold this up nicely into itself. So I hope you all found that helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.